you feel lost. Everything around you is pretty unsure. You're questioning the people around you. You're questioning the path you want to go on. You don't even really know if you're even on a path. You're maybe just kind of floating and figuring out those next steps as you go. And then you sit down with yourself and really reflect and you go, man, I'm at this point in my life and I don't even know if I've really accomplished anything. I don't even know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm really looking to become, who that person is I'm trying to embody. All those things are swirling within your brain. And if you're feeling that way, then I completely resonate. For me, this journey towards figuring out my own life's purpose and figuring out what I want to do with my life has not always been easy. You know, I've tried a lot of different things. I've tested many different avenues, and sometimes, you know, to no avail. Other times I've seen success. But ultimately, you know, really figuring out what I felt like was for me has been a process and a journey that has not been easy. And for many of you, I know it can be a really cumbersome process to really understand who it is that you truly are and what you're trying to become as you take that next level within your own personal life. A lot of times we get caught up in analysis paralysis and not really understanding what is for us and those things that we really want to be able to accomplish. And you can be surrounded by friends and people who may not support you, who may not understand your vision. They may not be able to really help you forward yourself in the way that you're looking for. But ultimately, what I found to really help me is understanding that you don't really find your purpose. Your purpose finds you. And what I mean by that is the only way to really understand who you truly are and to take that next step is to take actual action. You have to go out and do things. You have to have new experiences, meet new people, go to different places. If you're kind of stuck in this arena where you are holding yourself back, or you're in this analysis paralysis of trying to understand everything you need to know or learn before you take that next step, ultimately you're just going to really just thwart your own progress in a way where you end up going to be holding yourself back. You're not going to really see the results you're looking for, obviously. And then at that point, you really start feeling lost. The only times I ever felt lost in my life is when I really wasn't even taking a direction, right? And at the end of the day, I do understand that you have to take the correct actions and you have to be able to make a move. But when you're young and you're trying to figure it out, especially for a lot of young men looking to find their purpose, you're not going to know what that is. You're not going to know exactly every step you have to take, and you're not going to always be right. But the goal isn't to be right. At least, you know, if you maybe reframe your thinking, you shouldn't want to look at it as how can I be right or take the perfect action rather than what can I do to take action in general. When you start looking at things from that perspective, it helps you to just start, because you don't know if you're going to do this for the rest of your life or if you're doing this just for a day. But at the end of the day, the lessons you're going to learn and gain from the experience are going to be 10 times more effective than truthfully what a lot of us are looking for, right? Like, how much money can we make from it? Can we change your life? The freedom, maybe providing for your family. There's a lot of things I'm sure that you're looking at and you're like, okay, like, is this going to be the path? But take out those external pressures and stop for a second and really evaluate what is it that you're trying to accomplish. When you do that, that helps you to be able to take that next step so that you can actually move forward. And then at that point, it's just full speed ahead into what you're trying to accomplish, or even, you know, finding that path that leads you to that next path that gets you towards what it is that you're really trying to embody within your own personal life. But once you start taking action and you start actually moving on that path, how do you know that you're actually providing value to the world and that you're actually doing what it is that fulfills you, and on top of that also allows you to be able to be of service and help people? And I think a moral compass that's helped me in my life is just taking a step back and asking myself the question, am I doing this to see how much I can gain, or am I doing this to see how much I can give? There's been so many different times in my life where I've made decisions out of, you know, talking about how much money can I make from it, or how much can I be able to gain from the situation, from the relationship, from the environment, whatever it may have been. And ultimately, you may see some success, and I have seen success in my life, but at the end of the day, you find yourself either without the relationship, without the actual result that you really want or that you both even set out for, or even at the end of the day, you just kind of find yourself really empty and not really fulfilled anyways. So the best way to be able to make sure that you're on a path that's good and that's for you, and all at the same time also providing value and ensuring that it's actually something that's going to be fruitful in the day, is asking yourself, how much can you give to whoever you're trying to impact? Whether that be recording a video talking to a lot of you guys out there that I want to be able to help and be able to give insight and value and, just, tips and tricks to, whatever it may be, or just maybe your mom or family member or whoever it may be that you're trying to give value to. How can you be of service to them, and how much are you going to give them? One rule that I actually live by, and I've written out rules for my life that I'm going to continually improve upon and also add to, but one big rule that I know and I love is that if someone gives me a water bottle, right, for example, always give them back two. Replenish what they gave me, but then also an extra one for good measure, and also just because you love that person. And really what that goes hand in hand with is, right, like give more than you take, right? Be of service to people. Make sure that you are always in their brain as a giver rather than taking from the relationship. And at the end of the day, if that person is also a giver and they love you, then they're going to give back to you, and that creates that mutual relationship that's going to forward you and forward your purpose and forward what you're trying to do. So, the best relationships I've ever had in my life is the ones where it was always this mutual give and take, where, you made sure that you gave more than you received from the relationship, and they just kind of poured back on top. And that's how you grow quickly. And then when you find your purpose and you combine that purpose, pleasure, and then, being of service, that's when you really see it happen and change for yourself. And people want to help you towards that vision because you're helping other people to really accomplish their goals as well. So again, look at it from a perspective of, how can I help the next person? How can I be of service to them, and watch them also tenfold give back to you what it is that you're looking to accomplish as well. And then, allowing yourself to fail. I mean, holy shit. How many times have I stopped myself from taking action or not taking that next step out of fear? Fear kills more dreams, right, than taking action or actually losing ever does, right? I mean, if you actually go to a cemetery, they say a cemetery is the most valuable place ever, because there you'll find unfinished songs and unfinished, shit that just isn't done. Stuff that just really isn't done, unfinished, and people didn't really accomplish their dreams, right? So, if you want to be able to really see success within your life, you have to be willing to fail. Because before success always comes failure usually. And, whether that mean, big or small, it doesn't always have to mean it's a large loss and, oh my God, I'm distraught. You shouldn't even be distraught. It should be something that you're really excited for, because the more times you fail, now you're closer towards that success. And that was something that I definitely struggled with, and still at times struggle with, is taking action out of, that fear of loss or losing, if you're being honest, if you're being really honest, losing something you don't even want. I mean, think about it. You don't even want your current circumstances. Say you're working a job, right? And the job you don't even really want, and it's whatever. And you're doing this, and you're scared to lose the job or take a step back because you have maybe bills to pay, whatever it may be. And you're the lifestyle is comfortable, so it pays the bills, but I would rather be doing X, Y, and Z. And how many times do I talk to people or just see people in daily life who are so scared to lose things that they don't even want in order to actually gain something that will be much more fulfilling for their lifestyle? So it's failing isn't a bad thing. Taking a loss, taking a step back, whatever it may be for you, when you actually take action, isn't a bad thing. And you have to do it in order to really take that next step. And if you're unwilling to fail, then you're not going to see yourself really grow. You're not going to see yourself really accomplish those goals you have for yourself. And at the end of the day, you can, if you no one's coming to save you. So it's I'd rather fail and end up not figuring it out and just know that I tried when I'm on my deathbed one day, than to say that I was hoping and praying for one thing just to pop out of nowhere and then change my life, when most likely that's just not happening for you unless you're buying the lotto every day. And we always hear about the winner, but you never hear about people who are buying lotto every day and they don't win. So you're right, waiting on someone to come save you, that's probably not the best avenue towards your success. And, you need to just go ahead and just take action and be ready to fail and be ready to suck at it, because we all suck at the beginning. I have, I think over 40 YouTube videos. This is my first one back in a while. And my first video, at least maybe to my standards or even to the standards of people that I watch and look up to, it's not shit. You know what I mean? It's not good. You think it's good at the time. You think your best is that. But in the day, it's not up to par for what I would do for a video or what I would hope to do at my peak, right? Or something like that. So, it's okay. But at least you take that step, at least you do it. And as soon as you get that first one out there, the next one can be better, right? So you just got to just go ahead and just go for it, make it happen, and not really be like, so caught up in, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, just go and do it, make it happen for yourself. But then finally you do all these things, right? You make it happen for yourself. You take action. You're not afraid to fail. All the good stuff that you need to do in order to find the success and find your purpose. And then you get there, and new levels, new devils. As soon as you get to the point where you're on a path, you're doing what it is that you're looking to accomplish, immediately you're going to find people who come into your life, and they're going to look to thwart you and take you off that path. They're going to look to bring you away from the things that got you there, or even distract you and not even really be conscious of their distraction. I mean, there's so many people, like, you may be a romantic partner, it could be a best friend, it could be a friendship, it could be a partnership, relationship, whatever it may be. Like, they don't even realize how much of a distraction they've been or they are to your life because of the fact that they just love you and they want to be a part of it, but they don't realize that how they're doing things or operating isn't conducive for your best success, right? And once you kind of get on that path, you have to be able to take a step back and really evaluate the room and see, am I actually doing things and being around people who are fruitful towards getting me to where I want to go? Because if you don't do that, you're going to get yourself caught up in a situation where you are around people who aren't supportive, who aren't helping you, who aren't pushing you towards your highest self. And then at that point, you can see yourself fall off or even get lazy or get complacent, whatever it may be. And then at that point, like, all the progress that you made, all the failing you did to get here, it's still worth it because you have the lessons that come with it. But momentum, there's nothing in the world like momentum. Once you get on that train ride, you got to just, you know what I mean? Like, ride that shit all the way out because you don't know how long you're going to have it for. And once it goes, it can be a bitch to get back up. So you have to continually just push yourself and make sure you're surrounding yourself around people who aren't going to let you fall off that path, who are going to push you, support you, and make sure that you're reaching your highest level in your name. So, again, guys, I really appreciate you guys taking time to watch the video. My name is Jordan Bryce. If you didn't already know by the channel or you haven't watched my videos before, I'm moving towards talking more about self-improvement and helping young men specifically be able to take back their power and, make change within their life so that they can be able to achieve success and be able to be the best version of themselves. And if you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me on my social media. There's somewhere linked description or around this post, whatever. But it's J Bryce's World. Everyone thinks my name is Bryce because my username, the J does like kind of blends in. I don't know, but it's J Bryce's World. So J Bryce's World, and then same thing for Twitter. TikTok, same thing, which is pretty cool. I kind of all got the same little ecosystem there. But go ahead and shoot me a question, talk to me about any other questions, concerns. I'd love to be of service to anybody, and keep pushing. Like, in the day, like, if you're not sure exactly what it is you want to accomplish, it's all out there for you. God is with you. I'm here for you. I'm sure you got family or friends who are there with you. Just keep going for it, and things will work itself out the way it's supposed to. So that being said, more life, more everything.